Family. Cardi B has set the internet on fire once again. In a shocking statement, she told her fans, "This is my last chance to sell this album so I don't get sent back to the strip club. Meet me there." Now, this isn't just a casual slip of the tongue. This is Cardi B openly admitting that her back might be against the wall, and fans are already asking, is Cardi really going broke? Let's wait and watch the clip to see what is going on with Cardi B.
Hear ye, hear ye. Due to the Imaginary Players music videos, Atlantic Records have done some deduction to my album's budget. So the new check has arrived and been received. And the new budget is $50. So due to the fact that the budget is $50 for my album, I have to go on the road and sell these CDs and vinyls myself. So I'm here to tell you that I might be going to your city next week, starting Friday. So let's see which are the luckiest, most famous, most wonderful, most grateful cities that have been chosen. Are you guys ready? So these are the dates and these are the cities that are chosen for me to come and do the meet and greet. In these locations, you're going to be able to buy a CD and a vinyl, whatever you want. I don't care. Just buy it. The first city is Friday, September 19th, Long Island, New York. Saturday, September 20th, Eastern Pennsylvania. Yes, Pennsylvania. We're going up to there. Sunday, September 21st, New York, New York. We double back in the city. Like, you know, New York love each other. You just gotta see me 2 times. Monday, September 22nd, Atlanta, Georgia. yes. Anyways, Tuesday, September 23rd, Houston, Texas. Get your fucking boots on. Yeah, that's right. And Thursday, September 25th, Long Beach, California. Yes, it's gonna be the best meet and greet ever. Make sure you gotta purchase a CD or a vinyl. Make sure you meet me there. And on top of that, what is on top of that? Like, I'm just going through a very hard time right now. Like, I just don't know what I'm gonna do right now. Like, they want to put me back in the Bronx. Like I'm just losing all my job and stuff like that. I'm just very devastated. And if you could just buy a CD and a vinyl or a box set, it would just be I'll be grateful.
But while Cardi's words were shaking up timelines, Nicki Minaj was stirring a conversation of her own. Nicki publicly asked, "Why is NBA YoungBoy so loved by everyone, without getting any help from the mainstream media, yet he's #1, and all his shows sell more than everyone?" That's not just a question, that's a loaded message. Let's wait and watch the clip to see what is going on with Nicki Minaj.
What is it about NBA YoungBoy that was able to garner that level of hardcore, diehard, unwavering support? You know, without getting help from a lot of the mainstream outlets. Let's call a thing. And if it's any NBA fans on this live, let me know, right? You know how my fans act with me, and it feels more like a family, like camaraderie, but like, I don't know, like they don't play about me and I don't play about them. And people always try to like figure it out. Let's Dot Talk _Lex said his his raw personality, you can visualize anything he is saying. And just like you, he never gets his flowers on. Maya said the more haters he get, the stronger their love gets. Kind of like us with you. Bingo.
In Cardi's case, her comment sounded half joke, half confession. Saying she might end up back in the strip club has triggered waves of speculation. Is Cardi B just playing with her fans to hype up the album? Or is she genuinely revealing financial struggles behind the scenes? Fans are debating non-stop, with some worried this is more real than she wants people to know. On the other side, Nicki's observation about NBA YoungBoy raised eyebrows across the industry. NBA doesn't get mainstream radio play, no Grammy love, and barely any major award recognition. Yet, his numbers keep topping charts. Nicki's question highlights a much bigger issue. Why do some artists thrive without the system, while others, like Cardi, feel like their career is hanging on by a thread? Social media erupted almost instantly. Cardi's supporters rushed to defend her, saying she's only joking and using shock value to sell albums. Others aren't so sure. One fan tweeted, "She wouldn't say this if it didn't come from a real place. Cardi looks tired. She looks stressed." The conversation has gone from jokes to genuine concern in less than 24 hours. Meanwhile, fans of NBA YoungBoy jumped into Nicki's debate with passion. They insist the reason NBA is so loved is simple. He's real. No fake industry push, no PR machine, just him, his music, and his people. For them, NBA's authenticity is why fans ride for him harder than almost any other artist. And that contrast, Cardi feeling pressure while NBA thrives, makes this drama even more dramatic. Cardi's career has always had that roller coaster energy. From Grammy wins to court cases, from platinum singles to personal scandals, she has never been far from the spotlight. But this time feels different. The way she phrased it, "my last chance," sounded almost like a cry for help. And in the brutal world of the music industry, one flop can indeed feel like the end. Fans are already connecting the dots. Cardi has been spending millions on lawsuits, legal battles, and maintaining her lifestyle. Combine that with the pressure of album rollouts and suddenly, her words don't sound so far-fetched. Could Cardi B, one of the most successful female rappers of this era, truly be facing money problems? The internet is buzzing with theories. And here's the twist. Nicki Minaj's comment about NBA YoungBoy may indirectly be shading artists like Cardi. Nicki has long criticized the industry for picking favorites and handing out awards while ignoring others. By pointing to NBA, who thrives outside of that system, Nicki may be subtly saying, "You don't need the industry if the fans really love you." That creates a fascinating tension. Cardi B is crying out for sales to avoid going back to the strip club, while NBA YoungBoy is proof that pure fan loyalty can keep an artist afloat forever. And Nicki, ever the chess player, knows exactly how to place her words to spark conversation. The big question is, does this expose Cardi's weakness, or does it highlight just how unpredictable the music game really is? Let's break this down, because Cardi's statement wasn't made in a vacuum. For months now, whispers about her finances have been creeping up in fan discussions. Court battles, settlements, expensive lawyers, high-maintenance fashion looks, and the lifestyle of being Cardi B. It all adds up. And even the wealthiest celebrities can feel the crunch if the money isn't flowing like it used to. Some fans argue that Cardi is simply using her outspoken personality to market the album. After all, Cardi knows how to go viral. By saying something extreme like, "If this album doesn't sell, I'm going back to the strip club," she guarantees headlines, tweets, and reactions. In other words, it could just be Cardi being Cardi, shocking the world to grab attention. But not everyone is convinced this is just PR. People point to her recent live streams where she admitted not feeling well, where she looked tired, where her words sounded heavier than usual. Those moments, fans say, are the breadcrumbs of a deeper truth. That behind the diamonds and the glam, Cardi might be exhausted, and maybe even strapped for cash. The music industry itself is unforgiving. One wrong move, one underperforming album, and suddenly, record labels lose interest. Cardi is well aware of that. Her debut album, Invasion of Privacy, was a massive hit, but the follow-up has been delayed, teased, and stretched for years. That pressure alone could explain why she framed this as her last chance. Now, let's flip the spotlight back to Nicki Minaj's point about NBA YoungBoy. Fans are saying that what Nicki highlighted is exactly why Cardi feels so cornered. NBA doesn't need radio spins or mainstream media to dominate. His fans do the work. They stream his music non-stop, they pack his shows, and they make sure his name stays at the top of charts. That kind of loyalty is priceless, and Cardi might feel like she doesn't have it at the same level. The comparison stings even more because Cardi and Nicki's rivalry has never fully gone away. Every comment, every interview, every little jab gets dissected by both fan bases. When Nicki asks why NBA is thriving without the industry, fans can't help but connect that to Cardi, who has admitted she feels like the industry is her lifeline. Social media is now divided. Team Cardi is defending her by saying she's just being transparent. They argue that artists are humans too, and Cardi has always spoken her truth. even when it's messy. Team Nicki, on the other hand, is using this moment to remind everyone that their queen has always been independent and built to last, no matter the industry politics. NBA YoungBoy's fans are also chiming in. They're proud of Nicki for acknowledging their favorite, but they're also using this as proof that NBA doesn't need validation from anyone. One fan wrote, "NBA is proof that real music speaks louder than industry tricks. That's why we ride with him forever." This type of loyalty is exactly what Cardi's critics say she's missing. And here's where the drama gets even juicier. Cardi's comment about the strip club isn't just personal, it's symbolic. She came from that world, built her empire from it, and turned it into a success story. Saying she might go back feels like she's admitting fear of losing everything she worked for. That hits harder than just a random joke. So now, the storyline has split into two powerful questions. Is Cardi truly broke and on the edge of a breakdown, or is she simply trolling the world to get her album on top? And second, is Nicki Minaj's comment about NBA YoungBoy a subtle shot at Cardi, showing the world what real loyalty looks like? The answers may be hidden in the next moves these stars make. Let's rewind a little, because to understand why Cardi's strip club comment hit so hard, we need to revisit her history with money and public perception. From the very start of her career, Cardi made her hustle story part of her brand. She went from stripping to reality TV to being a Grammy-winning rapper, all while shouting from the rooftops that she would never go broke again. So, for her to even joke about returning to that life? That's not something her fans take lightly. Cardi has always been open about her spending habits. From Birkin bags to multi-million-dollar homes, from gifting Offset luxury cars to buying her daughter extravagant jewelry, she flaunts her wealth, unapologetically. But here's the twist. Critics say flaunting isn't the same as saving. Many believe Cardi has spent as fast as she's earned, and that may be catching up with her now. Let's not forget the lawsuits. Cardi has faced several legal battles, from defamation cases to trademark disputes, and those settlements don't come cheap. Pair that with the cost of lawyers, PR teams, stylists, and security, and suddenly, even a superstar can feel financial strain. Her comment about this album being her last chance may not just be a joke, it could be her admitting the stakes are higher than ever. But here's where things get even messier. Her personal life keeps sneaking into the conversation. Fans noticed that just as Cardi made the strip club remark, Offset was liking shady posts on social media, posts that seemed to mock her situation. Could it be that Offset, still salty about their breakup and her new relationship with Stefon Diggs, is low-key enjoying the pressure Cardi is under? Stefon Diggs, on the other hand, has been a quiet presence in all of this. While Offset throws subliminals online, Diggs has reportedly been supporting Cardi behind the scenes. Remember, Cardi herself admitted that Diggs has been checking on her for years, even during her rocky marriage to Offset. So now fans are asking, is Stefon the emotional rock she needs during this storm? Or is his presence just fueling Offset's jealousy even more? This love triangle backdrop only intensifies the drama. On one side, you have Offset, who seems determined to troll Cardi and her new man every chance he gets. On the other, you have Diggs, who Cardi says makes her feel safe and happy. And in the middle? Cardi herself, caught between proving her career is still alive and proving her love life isn't just another tabloid headline. Meanwhile, the music industry is watching closely. Cardi's competitors, her peers, and even her haters want to see if this album really performs. Because here's the truth. The industry doesn't care about your personal life. It cares about numbers. And if Cardi can't deliver sales, streams, and chart toppers, her leverage in the industry will shrink, no matter how big her name is. Fans are now debating online whether Cardi should have even made that statement. Some say it was bold, raw, and authentic, a true Cardi B moment. Others argue it was reckless, exposing her vulnerabilities in a way that the industry and her enemies can use against her. After all, when Nicki Minaj made her NBA YoungBoy comment, she showed strength and alignment with another powerhouse. Cardi's comment, in contrast, made her sound desperate. But let's pause here, because there's another layer we can't ignore. Cardi thrives on shock value. She always has. From throwing shoes at award shows to wild Instagram rants to openly dragging celebrities, she knows how to dominate headlines. Could this be just another stunt? Could she have intentionally planted the idea of going back to the strip club to rile people up so that everyone, whether they love or hate her, talks about the album? And if that's the case, then the real question becomes, is Cardi a victim of financial collapse? Or is she simply the smartest marketer in the game, willing to play the role of the underdog to get sympathy, streams, and sales? One thing's for sure, the next moves she makes will reveal the truth, and they might involve both Offset's trolling and Nicki's subtle shade. The internet exploded. The second Cardi's words hit the timeline. Last chance before the strip club. Fans, critics, and haters alike rushed to their keyboards. And just when things couldn't get any louder, Nicki Minaj's statement about NBA YoungBoy fanned the flames. She wasn't talking about Cardi directly, but fans connected the dots instantly. Nicki asked a bold question. Why is NBA YoungBoy so loved by everyone without mainstream help, without constant promo, and still outselling everyone? That one line sent shockwaves, because fans saw it as a subtle but sharp contrast to Cardi B, someone who has had heavy industry backing, yet is now publicly worrying about sales. Fans on Twitter didn't hold back. One wrote, "Nicki is basically saying NBA doesn't need gimmicks. Cardi, on the other hand, out here begging us to buy albums like it's a strip club promo." Another fan clapped back, saying, "Nah, Cardi's being real. At least she's showing her human side instead of pretending everything's perfect." And here's where it gets juicy. Cardi's fans, the Barda Gang, and Nicki's fans, the Barbs, reignited their long-standing war. Hashtags began trending, with Barbs mocking Cardi's so-called desperation and Barda Gang accusing Nicki of once again trying to overshadow Cardi's moment. The fan battle turned what should have been about Cardi's album into a full-blown culture war. But it wasn't just Barbs versus Barda Gang. NBA YoungBoy fans jumped into the mix too, proudly defending their favorite. They echoed Nicki's sentiments, saying, "NBA is proof that you don't need industry backing to win, just raw talent and authenticity." And the receipts were undeniable. Despite little mainstream media support, YoungBoy's concerts sell out, his YouTube views dominate, and his albums consistently chart high. This comparison hurt Cardi's image in real time. Suddenly, people weren't just asking if she was broke. They were asking if she was even relevant without controversy. Was she leaning on shock tactics because the music wasn't enough? Or was the industry playing favorites, giving her opportunities while dismissing others like YoungBoy? Offset couldn't resist adding fuel to the fire. Sources claim he was seen liking posts mocking Cardi's desperation while shading Diggs at the same time. Fans started speculating. Is Offset secretly enjoying Cardi's struggles, hoping to watch her fall while he stands on the sidelines laughing? Or is this his way of keeping himself tied to Cardi's narrative now that she's moved on? And in the middle of all this chaos, Stefon Diggs remained silent. But silence can be powerful. While Offset trolled and Nicki stirred fan debates, Diggs' quiet loyalty spoke volumes. Cardi herself has said he checks up on her constantly, and fans are now seeing him as the stable one in her life. Could this be the calm in Cardi's storm, the one thing that keeps her grounded as the internet tears her apart? Meanwhile, industry insiders started whispering. Some suggested Cardi's comment wasn't desperation at all, but a calculated move to weaponize sympathy. By painting herself as the underdog, she could motivate her fanbase to rally behind her, just as Nicki boosted NBA YoungBoy by highlighting his independence. The question became, who's playing chess here and who's playing checkers? But the biggest cliffhanger of all is this. Will Cardi's album deliver enough success to silence the critics, or will her last chance narrative become a self-fulfilling prophecy? Because if the numbers don't add up, this could be more than just internet drama. It could be the turning point of her entire career. And with Nicki, Offset, and even NBA YoungBoy's name swirling in the mix, the stage is set for an ending no one sees coming. The countdown has begun. Cardi B's new album, framed as her last chance, looms over the industry like a ticking time bomb. Fans, critics, and even her haters are watching closely, waiting to see whether she'll rise like a phoenix or stumble back into the shadows she's desperately trying to avoid. And here's the thing. Cardi has always thrived under pressure. From Love Hip Hop to topping the Billboard charts with Bodak Yellow, she's made a career out of proving doubters wrong. But this feels different. The stakes aren't just about music anymore. They're about survival, financially, emotionally, and personally. She's openly said she needs this win to avoid going back to the strip club. Those words will forever hang over this rollout. Fans are split. Some say Cardi's brutal honesty is refreshing, that she's just being real about the ugly side of the industry. Others argue it makes her look unstable, almost admitting defeat before the fight has even begun. One fan tweeted, "Imagine saying it's your last chance before the album even drops. That's not confidence, that's fear." But then, there's the Nicki factor. Nicki Minaj highlighting NBA YoungBoy's success without mainstream backing felt like a dagger aimed straight at Cardi's heart. Whether Nicki meant it that way or not, the timing was brutal. Cardi's narrative of struggle suddenly looked weaker next to NBA's raw dominance. And with fans now comparing Cardi's potential flop to YoungBoy's consistent wins, the pressure has doubled overnight. Yet, here's the twist. Some insiders claim this drama might actually help Cardi. Controversy sells. Sympathy sells. And Cardi knows how to dominate headlines like no other. By making her struggle public, she's practically daring fans to choose a side. Are you with her in the trenches, or are you waiting to laugh when she falls? Either way, she wins, because you're talking about her. Offset, however, continues to muddy the waters. His jabs at Stefon Diggs and subtle shade toward Cardi's career keep him tied to the narrative. And fans can't stop asking, why hasn't Cardi blocked him completely? Why is he still able to comment on her lives, still able to provoke reactions? Is it because part of Cardi still cares? Or because Offset knows exactly how to keep himself in the spotlight by riding Cardi's every move? Meanwhile, Diggs' silence is becoming louder by the day. The man at the center of this storm has said nothing. No tweets, no interviews, no public defense. And yet, his presence lingers. Cardi has already said he makes her feel safe, that he checks up on her constantly. Could his steady hand be the only thing preventing Cardi from completely spiraling during this turbulent chapter? Fans online are already writing two possible endings. In one version, Cardi B's album flops, her last chance becomes her downfall, and the internet crowns Nicki Minaj and NBA YoungBoy as the blueprint of success without gimmicks. In the other version, Cardi shocks everyone, drops an album filled with hits, and silences the haters who doubted her. Which one becomes reality is the suspense we're all living through right now. And that's why this story matters. It's not just about Cardi versus Offset, or Cardi versus Nicki, or even Cardi versus herself. It's about the universal fight we all understand, the fear of failure, the hunger for redemption, the battle to prove the world wrong when everyone's counting you out. That's what makes Cardi's journey so addictive to watch. So as fans brace for her next move, one question hangs in the air. Will Cardi B's last chance be the end of an era, or the start of her greatest comeback yet? Stick around, because whatever happens next, you already know, it's going to break the internet.